To football, and we go out on the video chat to University of Regina Rams quarterback Josh Donnelly, who joins us here in Regina. How are you, Josh?
I'm good. How's it going?
It's going really well. It's good to see you. How are things with you right now? I mean, middle of your off season, kind of getting prepared. This would normally be close to spring camp time for you guys, ish. How are things in your world?
I think different is the best way to put it these days. A little bit slower. You don't see the guys as often as you'd like to, and you're not doing the same type of training that we would be doing at this time of year. But we're doing our best to kind of get ready for what's to come for the summer and the season.
Is that the standard Zoom background for all the team calls? Is that the spot? Do you got a little setup that you use every day?
Pretty much, yeah. This is my home office, laundry room turned home office.
I like it. The acoustics are good. It's a clean background. That's what you need. So, how has the offseason been? And working with your new head coach, Mark McConkey. I mean, hasn't had that opportunity to get on the field as a head coach, but I mean, he's been around a long time. What's his influence been like on this group and on you specifically?
Mark's awesome. I don't think I can say enough about how excited I am to get working with him. I know he's a young guy, and that's kind of the thing with him, but he's also just so willing to learn, and the new culture that he's kind of bringing to the team moving forward, I'm really looking forward to seeing how that kind of plays out on the field.
What do you know? What are they telling? Like, are you guys excited? Like, are you guys pretty confident that you're going to get on the field? And not that, we're digging for inside info here, but, what is the feeling amongst the players in terms of trying to get on the field in September?
Well, I'm pretty sure this is public news that they just announced a 6-game season. So usually we play 8 games. So we're expecting a 6-game season and a little bit of a later start. But what I can tell, just hearing from Mark and from some of the other coaches around the league, that they're pretty confident that we're going to play this year. That we're going to find a way to, adjust the travel regulations and all that sort of stuff, and make all our different, precautions for how we're going to proceed and get on the field.
Yeah, I agree. I'm much more confident about U Sports getting on the field. Just a little easier than the CFL, a little less on the logistics side. But I'm interested in a couple things. One, this Rams team. For those that are following the Canada West. How is this Rams group looking ahead to the season? Your weapons and where this team kind of is as you guys get set to compete?
Well, I think the big thing last year, back I guess 2019, we were considered a young team, and we had our struggles, a little bit of ups and downs. But I think moving forward now, going into the 2021 season, we're a lot older, a lot more mature, and all those young stars, I guess you can say, those young guys that were touted to be good players in the future are kind of grown up now, I guess. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think we're going to turn a lot of heads and really surprise the league next year.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. And you got on the field as a freshman, which that must have been a challenge and an exciting challenge for you. What was that like? What did you learn from that experience getting on the field as a true freshman?
It was definitely a wake-up call. There was definitely that switch from high school to university. The level of play and the speed of the game is all a little bit faster. But I think even just the growth from game 1 to the last game of the year, there was just a more comfortability that kind of came with it. And now moving forward, having a couple more, I guess, a really extended off season, a couple months to kind of get my head around everything and get more into the playbook and spend some more time with Mark talking things through. And I'm really looking forward to next year, and I think we'll do big things for sure.
Awesome. I just got a couple more for you. One, I'm kind of excited because I know your abilities, but you got a pretty good counterpart in your quarterback room in Sawyer Bittner, right? Out of Moose Jaw. He's played at this level. Are you looking forward to that competition, and what's the relationship kind of been like?
So far, it's been awesome. He's a great guy, great locker room presence. He's a super funny dude. And he's a really smart guy. He's been all over the place, and I've been fortunate enough to be able to pick his brain and kind of go back and forth with some different things that he sees and some playbook stuff and how he approaches a game and all that sort of stuff. So I'm really looking to keep learning from him, and he's going to make me better. The competition, I think, it brings out the best of both of us. So Mark has said the best guy is going to play, so it's going to force me to be at my best if I want to be back on the field next year.
Awesome. I'm looking forward to that for sure. So now, as we get set to go through the summer and into the season, what's next for you? School, training. What's your summer look like?
Well, I'm finishing up the spring semester right now. And then I think it's just slowly getting back on the field. We're kind of working our way from, right now we're allowed 8 guys in the field, social distance, masked, all that sort of stuff, to eventually hopefully getting a little bit bigger groups and some more guys, and then gradually making our way to fall camp. So that's just it's a slow process, and it's been the waiting game this entire time during the pandemic here, but something we're used to and we're ready to kind of take head on.
Hey, Josh, I know you kind of mentioned training, and at the facility that I go to, I always see you grinding. I always see you working really hard and putting in that extra work to get to where you need to get to. And I know it's been a long road for you guys not knowing what's happening. And I wanted you to speak on how important that was, that you still trained through that time to kind of build that base. Because now you potentially have a season coming up, right, with these games. How important was it to kind of build that base so that you come back to your season kind of ready to go, maybe injury-free?
Yeah, absolutely. I'll first give a shout out to the Regina Sports Performance Center there that you're talking about. That's been a huge new facility in Regina for us to keep throwing and staying fit and all that sort of stuff in the off season and the winter months. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think the gap between the players that have been working out and training this entire extended off season between those players that haven't, and there's going to be a pretty big gap, and it's going to be interesting to see once we get back on the field. Who's been putting in the work the last, year and a half, and who hasn't. So it'll be exciting to see, and it'll be interesting for sure.
What do you think? I just want to ask one more question. What kept you going throughout that time? Because as an athlete myself, I know it's hard because there was a lot of uncertainty in that time. What personally kind of kept you going through that?
That's a tough question. I think, the end of last year, we had such a good, little run of momentum, 2 wins to kind of finish out the year. And it was just such a good feeling in the locker room that we were had such a good future moving forward. And then once we had the season taken away from us, it was almost just more time to ensure that we're ready to go for 2021, I think is kind of the way that I looked at it. Rather than losing a year, which I guess some guys did, but rather than losing a year, we just had more time to prepare and make sure that we were ready to go. So I just didn't want to waste that time. I wanted to make sure that I was using that to the fullest. And once, August or September comes for our upcoming season, that those last, year and a half didn't go to waste.
Yeah, I agree. Josh, I appreciate your time. We got to run, but we're looking forward to seeing you guys back on the field. I have to be on a sideline or in a broadcast booth in September. So looking forward to that.
Awesome. Thanks for having me.
You bet. Josh Donnelly is the quarterback for the University of Regina Rams. You can get your Rams 50/50 tickets and support their scholarship program, ReginaRams5050.com.
You're watching Rod Pedersen On Demand. For more of The Rod Pedersen Show, visit rodpedersen.com or follow Rod Pedersen on social media.